I feel like your generation's been robbed. You can recapture that by seeing
what it was before.
What it was before. You either forgot or had no idea how good movies used to actually be. Man, I'm getting all weepy. The chest is down to you. I'm so emotional.
I know, that was a good movie. I didn't necessarily cry during this one. I was just appreciating every single moment. It was very sweet.
I was crying. I'm still crying. We just watched A League of Their Own, which is a wonderful movie that came out far too long ago, 1992 in fact. But it is, this movie is a national treasure. The director of this, Penny Marshall, she was a TV star in the 70s, had her own sitcom called Laverne and Shirley. She got really famous from that. It was a spin-off of Happy Days. You don't know about these things, that's fine.
No, I wasn't born.
Let me just say that they were culturally defining shows.
Okay.
Penny Marshall, she wound up becoming a fantastic director, and this was one of her first films. If you don't know what the movie's about, it's about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League.
The very first one.
It's a real historical event. Came out in 1943 and lasted to 1954. I gotta train my eyes here because we got a countdown, so we don't go too long. I have to look at the.
No, you're looking at the little buddy up there.
That's right. We've got a little buddy to.
We got a tiny little hamster plushie that we've squished on the top part of the camera, so we're actually looking at some eyes. It's going like.
But a quick rundown of the story. This is a real professional baseball league that happened during the war, World War II. But while the men were all at war, the women joined the workforce to make weapons.
Do the stuff that supposedly the men were supposed to be doing.
That's right. But then they said, well, all the male baseball players are gone. People still need something to rally around and sports and all that. And so they started up the first and only Girls Professional Baseball League. It's a beautiful movie. It starts out at that time, present day, and then it travels back into the memories of Geena Davis's character to the 40s, so that would be 50 years earlier.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
This is the way that I think about people. I don't really see their age. I just mostly see their personality. If they act old, they are old. If they act young, they are young. These girls, no matter how old they were, they're young. You can see their personality shining through even when they are a lot older. And that's what really matters. Where the lines show that their emotions showed the most. Like, if they smiled more during their lifetime, you can tell. If they were angry a lot in their lifetime, you can tell. I don't know, it's just like you can see who they are through their face a whole lot better when they're older.
You've earned those lines.
Exactly.
What's great about this movie is that, yes, you've got a lot of different personalities in it, so the characters, they make the movie.
Yeah, they define it. It's really great.
It's absolutely astounding how they play off of each other, and it's that combination of personalities that makes a great ensemble movie. It makes a great sports movie, and just a great movie in general, because you're delighting in all the differences, because not everybody's the same.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I'm getting like emotional. I'm just very moved by this movie, just because, it's weird. I got like double nostalgia here, okay? And let me explain what that means.
All right.
So in the movie, she goes back in time in her memory to the 40s, which was 50 years prior to when the movie is released, right?
All right.
Now we're 30 years beyond that. So this happened 80 years ago in real life. The story is obviously a fictionalized take on it. These actors that are in this, you've got Geena Davis, who is just stark raving gorgeous and a fantastic actress. And you've got Tom Hanks, who's
hilarious
and wonderful. A great
so
character
grumpy.
For him. The top pop star of the country, Madonna. In
really?
The movie. Yeah, she was all the way May.
Oh, okay. So listen, I don't know anything about Madonna. I've heard her name a billion times. I've heard that her and Lady Gaga are very similar, and I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
Kinda.
I don't know anything about it. I've lived under a rock for most of my life. Give me a break.
Literally the top female pop star of, I think, all time.
Yeah, okay, but I was never into that kind of stuff anyway, so right, well, I did not know that.
Your musical education's coming.
Oh.
Hey, you foisted ponies on me. You're gonna get some Madonna. You're gonna listen to some Madonna.
Okay, I guess so.
Her character in the movie is very flirtatious, shall we say, tamely say, but it's perfect for the character.
Yeah, it is.
And she did a great job.
I liked that even though she like had that about her, she also had a sweet side. Even if the book was not for younger audiences,
So
she was teaching this young lady how to read when she couldn't read before. So that was really sweet.
You do not approve of the...
No,
or condone
the content, not the content.
It was pretty funny.
Okay, the girl that couldn't read just had that moment that I've had so many times where everyone else got it before I did, and once I got it, I was horrified. Like, I've had that moment so many times.
It's like...
I just like,
It finally arrived at your personal zip code.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw this movie in my younger married days. It's just so well done. It's shot really well. Panavision, widescreen, just gorgeous. It's the score on it. That's a very young Hans Zimmer, and you might not know that name, but that's the guy who does all of the bombastic soundtracks now, like he did Dune and Blade Runner.
I heard the name before. I just don't know what it was from.
Stuff for Christopher Nolan as well. Like he is just. But in this one, it was all orchestral, but it really carried that emotion.
Yeah, it did.
And
so much so that I didn't even realize it, you know?
And the direction by Penny Marshall is so strong. Every character has their trait, their moment. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets their little bit of glory. Everything works in it. She even hired a couple buddies. One of the announcer guys was somebody who used to be in her sitcom.
Oh, okay.
The owner of the league is her dad.
Really?
Yeah, Gary Marshall. He's
sweet.
Very famous.
Bringing the family in.
Yeah, he's made some cute movies himself. The thing that really shone through was the kindness in that movie.
Yeah.
You know, there was just a genuine compassion for other people, even though everybody had their differences and all that. It was not mean-spirited, like, at all.
Yeah, they shot a lot of insults at each other, but it was all with kindness.
Yeah.
A weird, agreed-upon sense of respect.
Right.
You know? Like, even at the beginning, when the two sisters were, like, yelling at each other, and then at the end, they're yelling at each other, but as loving sisters.
All weepy again.
Yeah.
That's what they crafted the edit around. So Laurie was cast late in the role because they had another actress who was going to play that part, but she couldn't do it, and so they kind of got Laurie Petty in, and Laurie Petty did an amazing job. That dynamic between sisters, it's palpable.
It's so strong, yeah. It was very strong. Like, I wish I had that kind of sibling relationship. But yeah, I love these characters. Like he said, I like all of the diversity between the characters. It just really drove me on. And I have a soft spot for, well, soft-spoken characters. So that one girl poor girl, she, like, everyone was calling her ugly.
Marla?
Yeah, and she plays really well. Really well.
She's a good ball player.
And so, like, when they were insulting her, I'm like, I hope their butts get kicked by her. Like, something along those lines. It's just like, I loved her immediately. Being able to show her personality over time, that was great.
Yeah.
She got to actually get out of her shell because she was around people that understood her.
Yeah.
And that was wonderful. And then she got married, and that's wonderful too. And then she comes back, and she's back with all of her friends, and that's wonderful.
It's such a celebration of friendship, a team, community, everybody pouring into everything. You know, you've got people who you saw when they were younger, and now they've got grandkids.
Yeah.
And it's all connection and family. It's just a celebration.
I love that moment where like the younger sister has like been bugging her about saying like, oh sure, you want to go have kids, go have as many kids. Everyone's been like joking about like her having so many kids, the older sister.
Yeah.
But then the younger sister has not only so many kids, but so many grandkids. She like comes with a horde behind her.
So the end song is sung by Madonna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to stare at the cover again.
All right. But when you watch current movies, you don't know what you're missing. You either forgot or had no idea how good movies used to actually be.
Yeah.
And this is just a genuinely great movie.
Yeah.
That you might not normally choose to watch because you're like, it's got old people at the front. It's about the war. It's about the... But it's like, you're brought into that world and you are just... You know these characters, so by the end when the stakes are the highest, every
you're
person
invested.
matters. Every person matters. Man, I'm getting all weepy.
I have this this slight fear, since we're doing this online, that other people who are my age, Gen Z, are going to be mad that we're mostly watching older movies and that I'm not influencing you nearly as much as you're influencing me. I have that fear because I want to watch older movies. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm being forced into it, because I am genuinely interested and entranced by these older movies. They affect me greatly. They've affected my dad, and he's passed it down to me, and I am in love with them. And rightfully so. They are actually good stories. As a storyteller myself, I should probably know. They're good stories. They get to your heart. They get to your soul. They affect you long term. They're stories that actually change the course of your life.
Yes.
And they do, if they're a good story. And back then, they made good stories. I want to hear more of these good stories. And of course, I'm going to still bug you about mine.
Yes, you need to.
But I do actually prefer the older generation of movies because they had soul.
That's it. You nailed it. That's what it is. I feel like your generation's been robbed.
Yeah, they have.
And you can recapture that by seeing
what it was before.
What it was before, and you can take that inspiration to infuse into your art. You know, I know you've got a story with lots of characters.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I cannot keep track of for the life of me. But
I'm bugging him.
But you are taking pains to make sure that they are very unique. And their interactions with each other play off those strengths and weaknesses. They're not all the same. They're not cardboard
copies,
cutouts.
Yeah,
they're just.
I don't know if you've noticed, but our banner has this theme. Yours have individual characters that are really strong on their own.
Our graphic banner.
Yeah, the banner on our channel.
Yes.
And mine are groups of people that are very different from each other. So I love that kind of dynamic so much.
Yeah, it just this kind of story just welcomes you in. You feel like you're part of the team, or like you're in the dugout. You're with them all. You feel like you're
rooting for them.
You're rooting for them. You've walked a mile in their shoes. You know, you feel like you know them.
Yeah. And you're seeing how much they're going through, and you feel like you're going through it with them. You know, at the end when they had that scene where, like, the two sisters are practically put up against each other, I couldn't tell which team I was on. Because I was like, you go, but also you go, you know?
That's great storytelling. You know?
It is.
You push these up to the zenith of their relationship, and you're like, I want what's both, but only one can win, and that's great dramatic tension. And
yeah, exactly.
And it's just, you know, in that case, losing could be winning.
If either one of them won, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do in writing, you know? Like, if you're rooting for both sides, sometimes you will feel bad either way. But in this one, you feel good either way. How do they do that?
Oh, it's the writing team. Guys with a couple funny but memorable names. There's one guy named, I'm not kidding, Babaloo Mandel.
Say that again?
Babaloo Mandel.
Try again?
Babaloo Mandel.
Oh, okay, so you're not making it up.
No, it's right here, very, very small. Lowell Gans and Babaloo Mandel.
Who names their son Babaloo?
A very courageous mother. These guys had a string of movies which are just delightful. 10 years or more where they were just knocking it out of the park for a baseball. But it's just, I mean, my God. If you don't know anything about this, is the first time you've ever heard about it.
Go watch it.
After you finish watching this video.
Well, yeah, of course. But like, go watch it.
Yeah.
More likely on physical media, because then
Yeah.
they can't steal it away from you.
That's right. Just lose yourself into it.
It's not hard.
You'll know these characters. You'll fall in love with them.
And I'll say it before he does. Put the phone down first. He said enough times. It's my turn. Put the phone down first and take time in a good story. It will affect you if you let it. But if you're sitting there on your phone, you have put up several walls from the story to your heart, and it won't be able to get to you if you don't put down the phone. It's okay. It'll be there when you get back. The fear of missing out will only last 2 hours of your lifetime. It's okay. Let it go.
Wow.
There you go. You didn't have
All
to
right,
say it.
your PSA. The test is down to you. I get inspired by these. You know, earlier I was kind of like you knew. I was just
Yeah, you were out of it.
But this just a great movie just winds me up, and I just get so excited, and I just remember how great movies could be and how great they can be again.
Yeah.
You can make them. We can make them. This can happen.
If you want to see good stories out there, you make the good stories you want to see. And that goes with kindness, that goes with being a decent human being, but also it goes with stories. So if you want to see good stories out there, go make them.
Consider it. We need good stories.
Stories bring people together.
If you like our video and you don't mind me crying,
No, that's the point. Keep crying. But
if you've enjoyed our conversation and you got inspired, please like,
share,
and subscribe. Tell your friends about our channel. Now, we did hit a milestone this week.
We did.
Yeah, we got a whole
50 subscribers.
50 subscribers. That might seem very small to you, but it's really big to us. And so we want to thank everyone who took the time to subscribe and who watch these videos. So
50 people.
go to the movies. This one in particular. And we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I had two favorites. The girl that could hit really well, and that was really shy.
Marla.
And I liked the girl that couldn't read because she was just very
Shirley Baker.
quiet. She was humble about it. She wasn't trying to bite back when people were mean to her, you know.
Yeah. I also love John Lovitz, the sarcastic scout at the beginning, like the
Oh my
jerk.
gosh.
He's so funny. See, the way it works is the train moves, not the station.
I have heard you quote that so many freaking times.
And now you know where it is.
But I liked, even more than the no crying in baseball line, the time where he had just the restraint of, I'm not gonna yell at you.
And he's just like, I want you to work on this. And she
Like,
goes,
okay. Go. Just go. Because, to be honest, I myself am a very emotional person. If you yell at me, I'm going to cry. And so, him having that restraint and her giggling gave me so much comfort. Thank you for showing me this. I think I saw bits and pieces when you were watching it, but I don't know, I never got to see the full thing. So,
I'm
thank
so
you.
glad. You're welcome. Play ball!
Play ball. You're gonna end with play ball.
Sure.